Hey guys, welcome to another empty and full movie reviews. I will be reviewing today Season 5, Episode 1 of Game of Thrones. Now, to let you know ahead, there will be spoilers in this. I don't really care to make the general videos anymore. But here I go on Season 5, Episode 1 of Game of Thrones. I really thought that this was going to be a huge explosive episode. But it wasn't, but it did tell the story that it needed to tell. And I really wish that Peter Dinklage played a bigger role in the first episode. But, I mean, this is where sometimes I love and hate previews. The previews gave too much away. It gave almost everything about Peter Dinklage's role in episode 1. I mean, you find out that, like... I mean, it was funny how, like, he's in the crate and he's having to shovel his own feces through the hole, and Varys has to pick it up and throw it overboard, and how he's conflicted with killing his father, Tywin, and where he has nowhere to go anymore. And Varys pointing out that, that he should find someone to believe in to put on the Iron Throne, even if he can't sit on it himself. But then you go over to Daenerys' side of the story, and yes, there were some interesting things, like you don't know who the person was or who the people are that killed one of the Unsullied, which is kind of a mystery. I never read the books. I'm not going to claim to have read the books. I've read some wiki articles about like what to expect, like in the next episode, the House of Black and White. I know a little about that, but I'm not going to claim to know everything about that. But then you had that side of the story, which was kind of incomplete, and I don't know what happened in the books. And I heard that this season is going to be a huge departure away from the books. And if it's in the books, correct me if I am wrong, but it seems like a huge departure. Like, you could tell in some of it where it's just like it's not adding up. And them talking about opening up the fighting pits, but for free men, is kind of gladiatorial and everything. And I understand that, and I think I did read in a wiki article that that the fighting pits were opened. And you don't know where Drogon is, but then the other dragons, she visits them in the pit, and they are angry. And they almost killed Daenerys, but I don't know if they were really trying to kill her or they were just angry at her for leaving them in there. I don't know. I never read the books. But then they didn't tell Arya's, and then they unnecessarily told, oh, what's her name? Either way, the girl, Brienne of Tarth, they unnecessarily tell her story, and this is like this little catching up and bitterness toward the Squire, and it was just like that's unnecessary. There's no reason to tell that side of the story unless you're going to add more to it. I don't know if you guys will understand that or not. It just seems unnecessary to talk about Brienne in this. And it's kind of funny, like, they're so close yet they're so far, because Sansa and Littlefinger passed them, and Sansa and Littlefinger are off to the west, but they don't say where. They're like, oh, out of the reach of Cersei Lannister, they can never find you. And that I don't understand. This episode left a lot more questions than there are answers, and I will say that in a lot of my reviews. Sometimes, if a movie or series doesn't make sense, it's just a lot more questions than there are answers. And then you have Jon Snow and Stannis Baratheon and the I don't know if she's called the Red Queen or the Red Witch. I don't know. Either way, and then he has to try and convince the king beyond the wall to kneel before Stannis, and it's understandable why he won't kneel. But then again, it's kind of weird that he doesn't kneel, because if he does kneel, he can save all the people that he worked so hard to get beyond the wall from being killed. But he ends up not doing it, and he almost gets burned alive, and then Jon Snow puts an arrow through his heart. And you don't know what the Red Witch or the Red Queen is up to. You just have no clue, unless you read the books. But then again, if you read the books, they said that there's going to be a huge departure, so you really don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what her motives for Jon Snow is. And then the really creepy question, are you a virgin, Jon Snow? No, I am not. And she's like, good. And it's just this really weird, because he doesn't have king's blood. Unless your theories about Jon Snow and his origins, and he's not really Ned Stark's bastard, which is all still speculation, I think. I don't know if it's ever been proven yet, but you have that, and that doesn't really make sense. And you have what is it? Varys's motivations, and then you have Cersei, who doesn't really play a really big active role in this. I mean, like, it's just this like really weird, nonsensical episode. And I don't know if that's because of the books or if it's because of this series departing. But tell me what your opinions are. Let me know. There will be no rating for this because you can't really rate a series on an episode. But I thought it was a decent episode. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment below and just let me know what you think.